Oh man, we got the Equinox security. Something nasty just went down, I'm pretty sure.
Well, good evening. This little podunk middle of Kansas country boy finds himself over 600 miles from home in the heart of a big city. We got a car familiar to some of you. Pop the hood here, turn you around and show you what we got and what we're doing here. Okay, I better get my prop stick up here before this thing falls on my head. Oh, I wonder what that's for. That's interesting. But I'm guessing if you've clicked on this video, you already know what we got here. We traveled this far to get the Riviera back. Some of you will remember we worked on this thing. Years ago, actually, I put a window regulator in it. And then recently we had to work on the fuel system. I put a battery under the seat. Just check things over. And the man that owned it passed away, unfortunately. And he insisted he bought it with his little sister in mind, and insisted she take it for quite a few years, and they were never too motivated to have it. You know, it was more his dream than anything, and he just wanted to pass it on, I guess. Anyway, he passed away. They dollied it back home to San Antonio, and here it is. They called me when they got it home, and a little while after, and offered it to me for free if I would come and get it. So my family and I drove up Friday. Today is Saturday. It's now the evening. We've gone to the Alamo. We've gone to did a little on the Riverwalk, some stuff I remember doing when I was here as a teenager. We came to San Antonio and did some youth mission, church youth trip. Why aren't we unlocking this? There we go. Did some volunteer work and so forth. And anyway, so I was reliving some memories there, and got the car this afternoon. Spent some time visiting, and here we are. So, we are getting up early in the morning to drive 600 plus miles back. The reason I just decided, big city, we were wanting to do some tourist stuff downtown, having a trailer, having the pickup again. I would have had to borrow dad-in-law's crew cab with the 8-foot bed. That's just a huge pain, bumper to bumper traffic. And it's crazy here. So much road construction. It's just kind of a nightmare right now getting around. Anyway, downtown by the Alamo is crazy. The parking lots. But you gotta go see it if you've never been there. Wanted to be sure to bring the kids there, and so I just decided finally that we will take the Town and Country family cruiser, and that can be a support vehicle. I don't know how good it is at towing something if it needs to be towed, but the roads we came on, it is all backcountry roads, 183, 283. We did not take the interstate the whole way. We took mostly 2-lane blacktops all the way through Oklahoma and all the way down into San Antonio. So a good 10 hours of driving on, really nice, pretty quiet, pretty open 2-lane roads. And it's a great way to travel. So the only thing I'm hoping is that this thing will make it back, right? It has not been it has not been thoroughly road tested or been on the road for a good solid 6 years. I think that's when He bought it, the owner of the shed that I'm working in. I think that's when he bought it. And all these years, it's pretty much just sat around for the most part. He never really put many miles on it. And like I say, it was dollied down here. So we're going to give it a good breaking in again. And right now I'm going to pop the hood and add some fluid here and some stuff, check the oil out. And tomorrow's Sunday. So either we make it or we don't, right? So I have got to figure out how to open fuel door. All right. That got it? That got it? Okay. Remove slowly. Psh. Guy has a tank full of gas in it. All right, got the hood open. The guy detailed it for me. Looks pretty nice, eh? Thanks, guy, for detailing it. Oh, this is actually a Jasper engine. Did I know that? Anyway, I'm gonna make a huge mess here, aren't I? I think I'll get that funnel for this. All right. What did I do with all the napkins? What? You guys, oh, they're on the ground. Let's check over the oil here. See if we can do this one-handed. Let go. All right. I don't want to mess up the detail job, you know. Oh yeah, she's looking good. I think I pushed her a little past with the Marvel Mystery, but I want it to clean up valves and clean up everything else. Serpentine belt looks good. Looks like it's hanging in there. I may start it. I'll check the dips or the transmission. Still a little warm. I don't know if I want to try the coolant. You can see it's full down there. So I'm going to go throw this away. I'll check the ATF. Get back to you. You remember, this is the fuel line we put in there. And this vacuum line was missing. There's really not much else to show you guys. I mean, we had a clean trunk. I've got my tools and junk in there, switched over, ready to go. The car was perfectly clean on the inside, as you saw when I was working on it. I mean, we can take a quick look here. I think it was always in the dark shed when I showed you last time. Just the mid-90s awesomeness. The maroon vinyl upholstered F-15 Eagle, you know. We're sitting in here. Good old school Dolby Dape Tech. Yeah, that's a Dape Tech. And this is a CD player. Trunk release. You can turn off your trunk release. Those are my papers. Insurance, registration. These sun visors are pretty epic. Not only can you obviously fold it out, not only can you extend it, not only can you fold out a secondary? You can extend. I mean, son, you ain't getting in. You know, don't come around here blinding us. Pretty fun. Anyway, let's take a look around. Pretty typical opulence for the days of Step by Step and Urkel, you know. Race home in your Riviera to watch Family Matters or Perfect Strangers or whatever you want to watch. So guys, here's how this is going to go down. I chose this hotel. They gave us the best deal, actually, for 2 nights for a family of 5, so that's one reason I chose it. But it's also on the northwest quadrant of San Antonio, which is perfect for us getting up early and hitting the road, and we don't have to go through much of the city at all. So we're going to head up Fredericksburg on up to through Brady, Vernon, Altus, Oklahoma, keep going north, Woodward, Oklahoma, and back into Kansas, central Kansas. So we are going to find out if 30-year-old GM know-how can get the job done. Like I say, 600 plus miles. I think we'll make it. I think we will. So we will see you bright and early in the morning. The dadgum Tesla dealership behind the hotel. Sure are a lot of them waiting to be worked on, eh? But I suppose that's any car. I'm walking that long brown mile. My heart skipped a beat there. From the front door, I saw the white pickup and ours. Because of the other cars, you couldn't see it. It blended in with our van here. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm going to throw my stuff in the trunk. I came down to grab a cart for all the luggage because there's a ton of it. And I was going to do a quick light check. Not that it matters or that I can do anything about it from the parking lot, but we'll find out. Yeah. The Silverado says we have tail lights here. Yeah, okay. Well, we got one little marker bulb out there, I think, but no one stole my license plate. Good. All right. Go get the rest of the gear and the family and hit the road. Ooh, bouncy. Do I have cruise? Well, we are in the majestic hills that you can't see between San Antone and Fredericksburg. Is that the name of it? Fredericksburg, yeah. Kind of, you know, baptizing the old girl by fire here and put her right back to work. Everything seems to be going good. I am taking it slow, taking it easy initially. We're doing 70 now up in these hills, and it's responding to the task. So the saddest part is I had cruise initially and I had to hit the brake, and now I can't get it to come back on. So we're hoping once every key cycle you get one chance to use cruise and then you lose it. So we'll stop for breakfast and see if I have it after that. Otherwise, gonna keep on trucking. Been testing out the Dolby surround sound on a scan. Not much good coming up, coming through the radio waves at the moment. So, bit on the car. We're 85 miles into the trip. Seems to be cruising okay. We're in dire need of struts and shocks. She floats around like Sergeant Schultz on a unicycle a little bit, but that's okay. Otherwise, pretty comfortable. Cruising at 70, just not wanting to take it up to 75. Cruise control hasn't come back to life yet. Maybe it will, kind of doubt it, I don't know. We got a traction control light has always been illuminated, saying off. I can't turn it. We got a traction button down here and that does nothing. But we got a service engine light now. Not at all surprised. This gas is so old. Who knows what that could mean. Not sure if the fuel gauge is working or not. I know the guy had it topped off. I don't think there's a peg there, so I don't know that it's pegged out. But we'll see. It may be one of those that delays a long time in moving down, and then once it does, suddenly you got 3/4 of a tank out of the blue. Other than that, we're just cruising down the road, enjoying life. Temp gauge is sticking at just over 200. That's where it's been the whole time. My chase vehicle is about half a mile back there. They're way back there. Rolling through the hills and just having fun. So anyway, we will catch up with you later. Gas gauge just did go down a tick, so that's good and bad. No, that's good. I gotta know it's working. So looking at some specs on the old Buicks, the non-supercharged, the naturally aspirated 3/8, they got right around 200 horsepower and I think 29 miles per gallon. The supercharged units like this, the completely nuts high performance package. What was it? That added 25 or 30 horsepower, and your miles per gallon went down to 27, I think. So overall, that's pretty much on par for GM 3.8s back in the day, getting upwards of almost 30 miles per gallon without all the hybrid nonsense or anything like that, So just good old stuff, I guess, with all the electronic garbage and the fuel injection nonsense and the traction control miscellaneouses and the StabiliTrak paraphernalias. Okay, so it's not good old stuff, but it worked. I also christened the front seat already with McDonald's biscuit and bacon crumbs. So that's a good thing. Might as well break it in early, right? Ooh, I shouldn't say break it. Lindsay Ranch, 1858. They've been here a fair piece. All right, just coming out of Brady, Texas, going north. I gotta say, all these smaller towns and everything, and this corner, this region of Texas, they got them looking pretty nice, honestly. Anyway, yeah, we stopped, grabbed a little drink, stretched our legs. We're 130 miles in. Well, my engine light was off. Now it came back on. So I think it's just struggling with this old gas. We're still, 15/16 full of old gas. So I think the fuel injector cleaner and the Marvel Mystery's chewing on it, and it's working. It feels actually a little peppier than it did when we first started. So hopefully it's working some of that out, and hopefully once we get another few hours in and we top her off with premium, it'll keep getting better. So just gotta keep going. I'm having to give it the curtsy maneuver. I'm driving with my left leg at the moment. My right leg was just about numb, Not a good sign. We're not that far in. Okay, well, 225-ish miles in. Topped the tank off. This had only shown about a quarter of a tank down, which I don't think that was quite accurate. But anyway, getting about just shy of 24 miles per gallon on this old gas. So I just expect nothing but greater things as we run through more premium. I put 93 octane, because of the supercharger, obviously, and we'll see how that likes it. Let it chew on that, and I'm sure we'll have ample opportunity to top it off again. We got the chase vehicle back there topped off, and that's good to go. Still no cruise. You snooze, you lose. Anyway, haven't really decided what I plan on doing with this thing. I may put it down. I may just say I kind of have a nominal figure in mind of what I would sell it for. I don't, a mid-90s Riviera, if it was 30 years older, that would be far more exciting. I really like the car. Is it practical for me? Is it something that I've always dreamed about? No, not necessarily. Now, this thing is very nice shape. Kind of a poor paint job on it, but from 20 feet away it looks pretty good. Interior is incredible. Just a couple small things that could use a little TLC. Headliner's awesome, door panels are awesome, dash is awesome. I think even the carpet's awesome. Interior's just about good to go. All the gauges seem to work. But like I say, throw shocks and struts in here, figure out the cruise control problem, and you could cruise in style, in 1990s style, coast to coast, just set it and forget it kind of thing. Anyway, that is exactly what I'm gonna do, and see if this performance just seems to improve. So far my Check engine light hasn't come back on again since we cycled the key, so we'll see. I mean, this thing's got anything a mid-90s electrical engineer could think up for a car. This thing's got it, which may be a bad thing. I don't know. Oh, and I also just checked the oil when we filled it up. Not burning any, that I could tell. So, we're in good shape.
Turn right onto US 283 North, North Gregg Street.
That's pretty cool stuff.
Continue on US 283 North for 33 miles.
Yeah. Albany, Texas. Pretty cool little town. Someone, or a city entity, perhaps, has kept, looks like, a lot of the little gas stations renovated, and kind of like they were looking back in the 30s and 40s. I spotted at least 3 of them, and I don't know if someone has just bought them up and restored them and kept them looking like they did back in the day, but if you're ever through the Albany, Texas area, it's pretty cool. I've got cruise. Service engine came back on. I know we're still chewing on old crud, but I got cruise again. We'll see how long this lasts. It's 75 through all it. If you've never traveled Texas, much of it is 75 miles per hour, even on these back country 2 lanes. We've been, I'm afraid to hit coast. I want to slow it down a little. We've been just traveling about 70, so. Okay, here it goes. 1 click. Cruise light is still on. Are you gonna hold it? Yes. Okay. Usually in this era, 80s and 90s era cars, GMs in particular, when cruise doesn't work, my first suspicion is always the turn signal lever. You know, where they had all your things in this one little lever. Typically, that was what I always found to be the problem, was the contacts in that were shot, and you just simply replace that and everything works again. But not always, but usually your cruise servos and everything weren't necessarily the first thing to fail. I tell you, with the condition of these struts going over some of these rolling bumps in the highway and bridges and whatnot, feel a bit like Snoop Dogg in a lowrider dancing contest. We get the front end to bouncing pretty good. It's pretty cool. Okay, we are in Vernon, Texas, 358 miles from the hotel San Antonio. So we are well over halfway there. Vernon is kind of the last town in Texas along our route, if you know what I'm saying. The next town north being Altus, Oklahoma, and that is approximately 4 hours from home. Now, there are many good reasons and characteristics, I would say, attributes, is that a word? Why a guy could really like Texas. 2 words come to mind, it being past noon. One being Whataburger, which is in fact 3 words all jammed kind of together into one. The other reason, Taco Casa, which is in fact 2 words. What? All right, 527 miles into the trip. We are on the last leg, what we consider the last leg here. Woodward, Oklahoma, about exactly 100 miles to home, and not a whole lot in between, if you know what I'm saying. Just fueled up, getting 26.7 and some odd miles to the gallon. So, just barely under the advertised 27. If I had the check engine light figured out, if I had the cruise control figured out, all told, I've probably been able to use the cruise about an hour out of this, whatever it's been, 8.5 hour drive so far. So, you know, both those things taken into account, if they were fixed, I think we could have easily exceeded the 27 miles per gallon for the Supercharged. Speaking of, if you think about it, supercharged versus naturally aspirated on this vehicle, the supercharger adds somewhere, whatever the math would be, 10 to 15% of your engine's horsepower. I mean, that's a little significant, you know. I'm sure there's tuning involved there. But anyway, kind of interesting. So, got to get through Woodward. See if we can get home. Let's just pause and drink in the greatness here. Oh, that was a short train. Wow. Okay, I guess we won't. I was rocking out to some classic rock earlier before I lost them in the Badlands, you know. Everything's working. I'm just impressed that this thing is as good as it is. But that is a 90s GM 6-cylinder powered vehicle for you. Oh, well, so back to drinking it in. I don't know what else to say, actually. Well, guys, the sun she be setting. We're approaching 600 miles for the day. Since Woodward, the engine light has not come back on. I had cruise working for a few minutes, and then I had to come to a stop sign, and that was the end of that again. So, I don't know what's going on. Bad connection or something somewhere, but anyway. You know, when these wonderful, kind, generous folks called me and made this offer that I could have this car back if I wanted to drive it home or take it home, I went to the family unit there behind me with several options. Letter A was I fly down, I get the car, I drive it back all by myself. B, so the middle of this last week was our 20th wedding anniversary, and I said, Mom and I can go, have a killer time, bring it back ourselves and the other vehicle. C was everybody goes, the whole family unit, hip hip hooray, with the disclaimer that you're going to be in the car for 2 whole days, you know. So they wanted to go, which is 100% fine with me. You know, you only have them in the house. They're only yours for so long, and then they're gone, right? So you might as well make the most of it while you can. They wanted to come, and I said, if you all come, we can, you know, spend a day downtown looking at some things, which we did. So that was the choice we made. I'm still glad I decided to do it this way versus truck and trailer, considering the fact that we were being little tourists downtown. So it unfortunately is just a lot of driving for little mom in the back there. So anyway, we are getting close to home. You know, I'm kind of on the fence with what exactly I want to do with this thing. I mean, it's a great car. One thing you don't need to worry about, I'm not going to cut it up. I'm not going to pull the engine or anything. You know, I want this exact engine in that 83 RS Camaro behind the shed. That being that old narrow 2.8 6-cylinder. In that thing, I've read that front wheel drive 6 cylinders have the same bolt pattern. I haven't confirmed that, but that's always kind of been an interest of mine, is to get a 3.8 supercharged like this one, or make kind of a fake Buick T-type turbo out of it. Obviously I wouldn't use the supercharged one, but I'm not going to do that with this car. I'm not going to pull this engine. The entire car as it is too nice, and 156,000 miles on it. I'm just not going to do that. But is this suited to our rural area? You know, is a personal luxury car, especially one this clean, does this make sense for me to keep it? I think these 90s Chevy and BOP cars, 6-cylinder cars, as good as they are, you know, for what I would use it for, getting like a Bonneville would make just as much sense as this thing. And I think there's probably more of an interest and a following in Rivieras. They probably hold their value a little bit better than the rest of the 4-door lineup from GM, you know, that it probably doesn't make sense for me to keep it. I don't know. But for now, I'm going to, I'll find time to fix what needs to be fixed, get the cruise working, put struts and shocks on it, and anything else that really stands out that it needs. I probably won't just get carried away with fixing every little thing, you know, but I'm gonna enjoy it for a while, drive it around, make sure it's good to go, and then we'll decide what we do with it. If someone out there watching wants to make me a killer deal on this thing, I don't even 100%, I don't even know what they're worth. If someone wants to make me a killer deal on it, lay it out there, but it's too nice to give it away, which I'm not going to do. So anyway, guys, I'm going to cut it off here. We're within 30 miles of home. I really appreciate you coming along with us for this little adventure. It worked out well. It was comfortable, and things are looking up and up. So thanks a lot, guys. God bless you. We'll see you on the next one. Oh.